Good morning. Are we all on? Am I on? Can you hear me?
Yes, you've got us.
Good morning. We begin our time together in song, and the lyrics to our song will be displayed on the screen. We're going to join our voices together to connect in voice and spirit to welcome this new day. You can sing along with the lovely sound of all of us singing this together at a service several weeks ago. Your microphones are muted, so you can pretend you're singing in the car. You need to go to the... Good morning. You can't see me yet, I don't think. So why is that? Is the camera running? Yeah. Christiana, anything you can do to make me visible?
Not from here. You have to start your video from there.
Nope. Something to do with the, video over there?
I see you now.
Okay. I see Mary Jane. Hi, Mary Jane. Okay, there I am. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Good morning. Welcome to our guest house, our guest room, now our recording studio. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Gwinnett. My name is Jan Taddeo. My pronouns are she and her and hers, and it is my great pleasure and privilege to serve our faith as the minister of this congregation. I'm so glad to be with you in any way I can this morning on this beautiful spring morning. We arrive from many places and many life experiences as we gather to recall our true selves, reflect on the meaning of our lives, and explore questions of ultimacy together. If you are here for the first time or the 1,000th time, you are welcome here. If you believe in many gods, a god or goddess, no gods, or you're just not sure, you are welcome here. If you are gay, straight, bisexual, asexual, pansexual, transgender, cisgender, still trying to figure it out, you are welcome here. If you come here seeking community and connections, you are welcome here. If you are holding fear, joy, depression, hope, or a multitude of emotions, you are welcome here. Your whole self, all that you were, all that you are, and all that you long to be is welcome here. And you are just where you should be, in a virtual room full of compassionate, thoughtful Unitarian Universalists ready to meet you where you are. You are home. If you're a guest this morning, we welcome you and hope you will indeed find your spiritual home here with us. And we are becoming a radically welcoming sanctuary in a green space. We foster spiritual growth as we joyfully nurture connections and community within our walls and beyond. We walk towards this vision with curiosity, courage, and compassion. If you are a newcomer this morning, thank you for joining us. on a virtual service, I encourage you to join us several times and to join us when we are gathered again in person to experience the full flavor of this congregation and this faith tradition. Come and be curious, courageous, and compassionate with us. Let's take a deep breath and more fully arrive to this time. Bring every molecule of your being into this precious time we've set aside to be together. As sound vibrates through us and around us, may it remind us we are indeed inextricably, profoundly interconnected with one another, with all of life, with everything on this planet, and all the stars in the cosmos. Feel that connection. Our opening words this morning, "Our souls speak spring," come from the Reverend Evan Carville-Ziemer. If we lived in another climate, our souls might speak the languages, might speak other languages. We might speak oasis or permafrost, dry season or monsoon. But our souls speak spring. Our souls speak green shoots pushing through last year's leaves. Our souls speak flower buds stretching to the sun. Our souls speak mud puddle and nest building, damp earth and worm castings, tiny green leaves and frog choruses. We speak spring because spring sings in us. We gather to nurture our faith in our own growing, our own courage to push through, our own blossoming in beauty, our own small part in the spring of this world. Come, let us worship together. Chalice lighting words written by Reverend Amy Zucker Morgenstern. Within the heart of the flower, the fountain of beauty. Within the heart of the community, a fire that warms and dances. Within the heart of each of us, a spark of the spirit of life. Holy, holy, holy. And now it is time for our Wonder Box, and we're going to try something new today. So I am going to mute my microphone. And that is going to unmute your microphone.
Just everybody.
What is she doing?
I missed the instructions. What's supposed to be happening?
I
Oh,
hear you.
it's a picture frame.
Can
I
you
think
hear
we're supposed
me?
to say what it is.
Now we can.
Okay.
Now we can.
All right. You can hear me. That's great. So what we have here, and there's going to be a little echo here, I think. Okay. So we're trying something new. It looks like a picture frame, but what does it remind you of?
A monitor.
Zoom. Boom.
Museum.
This is how I see people these days. I'm on so many Zoom calls, I forget that people have bodies. Sometimes I forget I have a body. So I'm curious, what is the same in your life now that we are doing this social distancing, and I'm going to make it so I have to.
Yourself, not us.
Anyway, I want to see you because I want to ask you to just share what's the same during this time of physical distancing and what's different in your life. And we'll just try sharing and see how it goes.
Has always been the same. She's been the same amount of annoying.
Same amount of annoying?
Maximum.
Maximum. Okay.
100%. Oh.
What else?
Human need for connection.
Human need for connection. Physical connection?
Any kind of connection.
Oh, it's the same.
Yeah.
Still need connection.
Still need connection.
Yeah.
Spring came around anyway.
Spring came anyway.
This is not the time for that.
What else?
Dang, buddy.
Okay. If you've got a lot of sound in your background, you might want to mute so that we can hear other people speak. Right. Anybody else have something that's different?
Same amount of laundry and more dishes.
Same amount of laundry, more dishes. Some people might not have more laundry.
We stay at home.
What? Staying at home?
We stay at home.
Stay at home all the time, right?
Yes.
And home can be a nice place to be sometimes. And then sometimes it can get a little...
Boring.
Yeah.
Right.
The same need for hope.
The same need for hope. Okay.
The world feels a lot safer
The world feels safer
when I'm at home and not driving on the road.
when you're at home and not driving on the road. Yes. It's a lot less traffic out there. It's pretty safe. Okay. That's enough for now. We're going to
Different?
get the sound changed and
Can we do
start
different?
it again.
Watching
I'm going to go over. I'm going to go back over to my spot here. And I want to talk a little bit more about what's the same and what's different. So first of all, we're worshiping in a different space. And I hope that this is not the way we'll always do it going forward, that there will be a return to our beautiful blue boat home, our TARDIS, our big blue building, you know, whatever that we built, the church that we built. So I'm looking forward to that. One of the things that we say in the new member recognition ceremony, which we didn't get to have in March, but maybe we'll figure out a way to do that virtually, is we say a few things to the new members coming in, and it's in the signing ceremony that we do before the service. One of the questions we ask is, what is this church? It is not the music, except to the extent that we make it when we blend our voices together to produce sounds lovelier than any of us could make alone. And that continues. We are the ones who create all that we are through our voices, whether we're singing or speaking, our leadership, all of us together. We blend our ideas and our opinions and our creativity together to create our community. What is this church? It is not a required creed or common belief, but rather a shared commitment to the free and responsible search for the religious truth and meaning through the infinite sources available to us. And this is one of those things that stays the same. We continue to offer programs and time and Zoom rooms where we can explore together. Our covenant groups are still exploring together, our 10 o'clock faith development program. So we're still engaged in that free and responsible search together. What is this church? It is not our leaders, except to the extent that we have called them to inspire and guide us. And indeed, we have amazing leaders in this congregation. And through this entire difficult time, this challenging time, the Board of Trustees and other key leaders in our congregation have stepped up and been very much on the same page. There's been consensus, there's been great conversations, and it's just beautiful to see how exceptional our leadership is here at this congregation. And the other thing we ask is, what is this church? It is not the building, except to the extent that together we have built it and made it ours through the contributions of our time, talents, and treasures. I'm going to think about that differently every time we do a new member signing ceremony now, because it's starting to feel like the building has more about who we are and how we gather than maybe we think. So we do know that wherever we are, we can meet together, that we have technology, that if something happened to our building, we would find a way to be together. So it isn't the building, but the building does hold so much memory, and it's a solid touch point for us. So I just am really pondering during this time, how long until this feels normal, this kind of worship service. I hope it never does, because it's always a little different each week, and it's hard to not be with you all. There's a truth in this whole time that is so apparent, a truth we know, but we don't always embrace, and that is that change is constant. It's the only thing in life that is constant, is change. And so many people I talk with tell me how much they hate change, that's just really hard. And so there's that tension between really wanting the comfort of knowing how things are going to be, having things be the way we've always had them be, doing things the way we've always done them, and then the realization that every moment is different. Every now is new. We are always changing. Even in subtle micro ways, we are changing. And now we're in this midst of global change. Global change. Everyone around the globe is experiencing this pandemic. And we have changes close to home. But I think one thing I have learned through all of this, and hopefully millions and millions or billions of people have learned, we are deeply and profoundly interconnected. Nothing, no one stands alone. I recently read a book called Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler, written in 1993. It's a dystopian future story based in 2024 to 2027, which in 1993 probably seemed really far away. But now it's very close. Now it feels like it's right here. And this book was for a book group, discussion group, and we were reading it I was reading it in the 2 weeks when all this started, when we were changing in our way of being together. It was pretty heavy because it's a dark book. There is an element to it, though, that was profoundly cool. And that's that the voice of this book is Lauren. She's about 15, 16 years old, and over the time she ages a few years. And she is a deep thinker, and she thinks a lot about God. Her father is a minister. She doesn't really believe the faith that her father preaches, but she loves her father and she supports him, and she understands the faith that he teaches. In this book, she develops a new religion, and she writes it all down into what she calls Earthseed, Book of the Living. And we humans are the earth seeds. And this is one of the phrases in the Book of the Living. Any change may bear seeds of benefit. Seek them out. Any change may bear seeds of benefit. Seek them out. Any change may bear seeds of harm. Beware. Any change may bear seeds of harm. Beware. God is infinitely malleable. God is change. All successful life is adaptable, opportunistic, tenacious, interconnected, and fecund. We are Earthseed, the life that perceives itself changing. The core concept in Lauren's religion is God is change, and we shape God because change is happening all the time. We are part of shaping that. That's not very far off from my own theology, that we are the hands and hearts of God. We can't expect God to come down and end this pandemic, or to make sure that everyone has the masks they need, or the sanitizer or the wipes. That would be nice, but we're the ones who have to make those things appear. So, seeds of benefit. I think about what we're doing different now that might be seeds of benefit for the future, like live streaming worship. People have been asking us to live stream worship for years, and I said, oh, we have to get licenses and technology and this and that. Well, we have all that now. We did that. And a benefit can be that having this technology, we can be even more inclusive. We can bring in more people to different activities who can't drive, don't drive at night, all kinds of reasons that people might not be able to come to the building in person or might not want to, but they could participate otherwise. It can also be more exclusionary. If we relied only on technology, then people can't be here. There are people who can't be with us this morning because they don't have internet access, or they don't have the computer they need to do this kind of gathering. So what we'll experience over these weeks, probably months, is layers of learning and awareness, and we can think about the things we're doing and what we might plant for the future. And then there's the seeds for safety networks. We have a need for, I think more and more people have become aware of the need for safety networks. A number of children who rely on school meals, and thank goodness Gwinnett County has been committed to making sure the children get those meals. I don't know how well that's going. I'm trusting that it's going well. But we clearly need better healthcare systems. We clearly need to be more prepared for the kinds of things that can happen in a global society. And then the seeds of harm. What seeds of harm might be planted during this time? Certainly our understanding of global economy is opened our eyes to the amount of opportunism that takes place in trying to create people's lives. Seeing the world as it is has been a very big thing for me in this time. Seeing just exactly how interconnected our economy is, how interconnected everything that we do affects everything else. It's become more clear and apparent, not so much theory. Seeing the world as it is also includes seeing all the colors, seeing the bouquet of people, hearing the stories of care, being a part of those stories of care, noticing all the beauty. In all the Zoom check-ins, everyone mentions gratitude, what they're grateful for, what they've come to realize is important in their lives because of this time of being separated from people. It's also a time to think about, how do I want to be of service now or in the future? Where am I needed? Where are the gifts I have needed? Where have I gained clarity about the needs of the world? And the biggest question I'm going to leave us with is, what will our ministry together look like a year from now? Can't know, can't predict, but I'm curious how this time is going to shape our future together. And may we do that with intention and love and deep commitment to service. And now we enter into our flower ceremony. I am so pleased with all the pictures people sent. Thank you. The flower ceremony service was created by Norbert Čapek, who founded the Unitarian Church in Czechoslovakia. He introduced this service to that church on June 4th, 1923. For some time, he had felt the need for some symbolic ritual that would bring people more closely together. The format had to be one that would not alienate any who had forsaken other religious traditions. The traditional communion service with bread and wine was unacceptable to the members of his congregation because of their strong reaction against the Catholic faith. So he turned to the native beauty of their countryside for elements of a ceremony that would be genuine for them. This simple service was the result. It was such a success that it was held yearly, just before the summer recess of the church. In 1940, Dr. Chapek's wife, Maja, brought this ritual to the congregation in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And today, congregations engage with this ritual at this time of year, or at a time of year that fits their growing season and their worship calendar. Here, were we together, many of you would have brought flowers to share, and all would be invited to come forward and receive a flower, and encouraged to take that flower out into the world and regift it to someone you might encounter on a Sunday afternoon. So we're doing this in a new way that will not become the new way we always do it. Promise. I look forward to next May when we can share our flowers with one another and the world once again. And many of you did send flowers, lovely, beautiful photos of flowers. I was astonished by how many photos received and in awe by the beauty and variety, most of them still attached to plant, bush, or tree, which is kind of my preference. As we drink in the beauty and allow these images to fill us up and renew our spirits, allow the flowers to bless your vision and enjoy Tchaikovsky's Waltz of the Flowers, pre-recorded by our pianist, Brian Bishop. When the music ends, I will offer a prayer, Bouquet of People, by Reverend Claire Feingold Thoren, written in the style of the Reverend Max Coots. And now enjoy. Let us give thanks for a bouquet of people. Can you hear me? Yeah. We need to probably end sharing and change the sound system. Let us give thanks. Can you hear me, Russ? Okay, sorry. Let us give thanks for a bouquet of people. We give thanks for children, like tulips and iris. They multiply around us, making the world ever more filled with color, beauty, and new life. May we bless them as they replant themselves ever further from us, knowing that they need their own space to grow into. Just a moment, please. You can stop the sharing. Thank you. Sorry about that. We give thanks for generous friends, as constant in bloom as echinacea, and whose gifts lift up our body and spirit. We give thanks for feisty friends, as indomitable as geraniums, and for continuous friends who, like bittersweet and ivy, hold on and never let go, and can never be gotten rid of. For crotchety friends, as prickly as rose bushes, their beauty a secret that is only discovered through careful gardening. For surprising friends who at first glance seem dour and then blossom into joy as quickly as forsythia. For funny friends, silly as snapdragons, and serious friends, complex as chrysanthemums. For comfortable friends, their gentle presence as soothing as the sweet smell of lilacs. For stormy weather friends who stand by us in hard times, like lily of the valley that cannot be deterred by shade or shadow. For old friends nodding like sunflowers in the evening time, and young friends coming on fast as flocks. For friends as unpretentious as dogwood, as persistent as pachysandra, as steadfast as azalea, and who, like snowdrops, can be counted on to see you through the winter and remind you that the spring always comes. For loving friends who wind around us like wisteria and embrace us, despite our blights, wilts, and witherings. And finally, the forget-me-not friends, gone but never forgotten. Their beauty lives on in our memories and hearts. For this bouquet of people who brighten our lives, each in their own way, we give thanks. Amen. I invite you to continue sharing beauty in the world. Maybe consider posting on social media daily photos of natural beauty you discovered in your yard, neighborhood, or a local park. Allow this flower ceremony to inspire you to make the world more beautiful. And now let us sing number 78, Color and Fragrance.
Changing music will
It is so wonderful to hear the whole congregation singing, even if it was last year's flower ceremony that we sang that together. It's great to hear all your voices. And now is the time for a special ritual. Noelle, will you please join me here in the center of my guest room? Oh, wait, no, it's not going to work. How about center of the screen? There you are. And Diana and Damien, good to see you.
You wave everybody.
Well, you have served here as a student minister since last September. When you arrived, we entered into a covenant with you as a teaching congregation. You made a commitment to engage in contextual learning with us in 5 core areas of congregational life, committing an average of 8 hours per week in this ministry setting, which we found out isn't very much. You did this and more, spending many more hours with us, teaching, preaching, pastoring, and expanding our outreach and presence in the community. You made it possible for Unitarian Universalists to have a presence in the Pride Parade last October, just short of a miracle, and you taught some sessions of our miracle course. Our promise to you was to provide the opportunities you needed to explore your unique talents for ministry. We signed up to be your laboratory, your mirror, your teachers. We pledged to be both supportive and honest, and we promised that when the program year was done, we would let you go to continue your education and ministerial formation in other settings. I hope you leave us feeling that we have been your laboratory, your mirror, your teachers, and that we have been both supportive and honest. We hope that you have added some tools to your ministerial toolbox that you will take with you as you grow in your ministry and service to others in the communities you serve in the future. And now comes the time to let you go. This congregation has been blessed by your presence, your teaching, your learning, your leading, your following, your laughter, and your struggles. We've also been blessed by the presence of your children, Damien and Diana, especially the lovely video you all made to teach others how to paint their own chalice. Now we make a promise to give you the space to engage in the activities of your continued ministerial education and formation and bless you on your journey, giving you the space of at least a year to engage with another community during your formation. So during this blessing, I invite the congregation, I request of the congregation to please put into the chat any words of gratitude and blessings as detailed as possible by typing them into the chat box. These will be captured and saved and then shared in a gift for Noelle, along with pictures of the congregation. And now we've taken the spotlight off of Noelle as we offer this water blessing to carry you, Noelle, on your journey. Water connects all of life and has become a core part of how we ritually bless others in this each other in this congregation. If we could be together, I would ask you all to hold your hands over this bowl, but also that's not possible since, alas, that's not possible. So we imagine, as we offer this special 9-wave blessing, that your hands are receiving the water of this blessing. A small wave for your heart. We know that wherever your ministry takes you, you continue to hold this congregation in your heart, and we hold you in ours. A small wave for your hands. May these hands that have served us continue to serve you, your family, and all those with whom you minister. A small wave for your mind. May your reasoning mind be fed by your formational studies. May you see yourself and the path before you clearly. A small wave for curiosity. May you engage your call to ministry with curiosity in your quest for truth, meaning, clarity, and insight. A small wave for courage. May your spirit be strong as you encounter challenges of the heart, mind, and soul. The future is always unknown. May you meet it with courage. A small wave for compassion. May you be filled with loving kindness for yourself and for all whom you encounter in your ministry. A small wave for grace. As you encounter challenges, may you greet them with acceptance, patience, and creativity. A small wave for laughter. May you bring a sense of humor, humility, and a joy to your own life and to all whom you serve. A small wave for trust. May you trust the authenticity of your call and trust yourself to answer that call well. 9 wave blessings from all of us to you. 9 waves to lift you, heart and soul, from here and into the mystery of the future. 9 waves to shower you with our love and keep you well. Noel, to seal in this blessing, we are giving you 3 gifts, which I'll send to you, plus the keepsake of the comments people are making in the chat window and some pictures of the congregation. We have a shawl made by our Yarns from the Heart ministry that I'll be sending you. You can let it sit in the box for 3 days to make sure all viruses die. We will give you a heart bowl with 3 pewter hearts, 1 for each of you. And this is to remind you that we carry you in our hearts, and we carry your family in our hearts, and we hold you with love as you go forth in your ministry. And lastly, a mirror to remind you to love yourself so that you may better love your neighbors, and to look within for your own truth. Noel, we bless you on your ministry, and so grateful that you were able to be with us this year. It's been a joy to have you as my colleague this year. Blessed be.
Thank you so much.
Oh. See ya. We will be together again. Okay, and now I invite everyone to join me in the spirit of prayer for a pastoral prayer for this time. Great Spirit of life and love, God known by many names and no name, all that is, was, and ever will be, holy oneness. Liberate us from our attachments and expectations during this time of uncertainty, gently accepting each day, each hour as a gift, and every beloved as a treasure. Hold and fill us with patience through this uncertain time, some not knowing how long they will continue to have a job, some already without work, others overwhelmed and stressed as they struggle to meet the demands of working at home, some working as they care for their children. Hold and fill our children with curiosity during this uncertain time, learning new ways of learning, some feeling liberated from the confines of brick and mortar, and others longing to return to those spaces with their friends and their teachers. Hold and fill us with peacefulness through the fears we carry during this pandemic. Fears of engaging with people, touching things that are delivered to our doorstep, fear of becoming ill or losing loved ones to this virus, fear of what the world will be like a few months from now. Hold us and fill us with compassion as we worry for the world, worry for the many who are in need of shelter, food, protection, health care. Worry for those who did not have enough before the pandemic and have less now. Worry for the doctors, nurses, and all in the medical profession who have put their lives on the front line of this health crisis. Hold and fill us with language for this uncertain time as we navigate all the complexities of the world as it is, as we try to find the words to answer the question, how are you? Because okay is often the only word we can find, and it doesn't begin to describe all the complex feelings we may be holding. Hold us and fill us with trust in the love that holds all that is, as we are liberated to discover new ways of connecting, creative ways to be together when we are so far apart, and hold us until we are together again, to hold one another in our circle of love. Holy Oneness, we extend loving kindness to ourselves, to our housemates, to our neighbors near and far around the globe, all sharing this uncertain and complex time for human life on planet Earth. Blessed be. Amen. And let us sing together hymn number 352, Find a Stillness. Our congregation is committed to creating a more compassionate world. To this end, each quarter we split our plate collection with an organization selected by our Giveaway the Plate Committee. We begin a new quarter with a new plate recipient. Rainbow Village, located in Duluth, transforms the lives of homeless families with children by providing a stable community and services that instill initiative, self-development, and accountability for future generations. They provide self-sufficiency skills, adult life skills, child and youth programs, mental health services, early childhood development, and an alumni program. And during this time, they are doing their best to meet the needs of their clientele through physical distancing. Our plate contributions also support the shared ministry of this congregation, so I ask that you please give generously to support the work of this critical ministry in our wider community, as well as the vision and mission of our congregation. As we listen to a recording of Brian playing the Lakme Flower Duet by Leo Delibes, you will see on the screen ways to contribute to our offering via PayPal, Venmo, or by mailing a check payable to UUCG to the address shown. If you are worshiping with us for the first time, your presence here today is a true gift to this congregation. You may choose to let the plate pass if you like. The offering will now be most gratefully received. May the generous gifts received today move us towards realizing our vision of a more connected and compassionate world. Our little team for producing this humble service is getting smaller, but no less powerful. Gratitude to our coordinator of family ministries, Christiana McQuain, for managing our Zoom space, and gratitude to Russ Taddeo for running video and sound and sacrificing a part of our house to have worship services. And now is the time for our call to connection, for it is important that we continue to connect between Sundays in any way we can. First, a way to be of service. You've probably heard hospitals have a shortage of masks, and a group was formed which is mobilizing home sewers to create homemade cloth masks. They do not replace the N95 masks, but they extend their lifetimes so they can be used longer before they need to be discarded. They're washed and reused. So far, the group has delivered over 1,500 masks, and there's been many more demands, over 10,000 last week and probably more since then, to have these masks. So if you would like to sew masks, if you're one of those people who sews and has a hoard of cloth at home, that would be ideal. You can go to Sewing Masks for Area Hospitals on Facebook group Sewing Masks for Area Hospitals, and there are patterns and information and a lot of good stuff there. You'll find that there's lots of drop-off locations, but the most convenient one is in the front of our building, where we are serving as one of those drop-off locations with a plastic bucket with a lid outside the front door and hand sanitizer to use before touching the bucket. Leave your completed masks there. It would be nice to put them in a Ziploc bag or something, and they will be picked up. If you have questions, contact Peggy Averett or Lorena Griffin. And thanks for your help with this project, Peggy and Lorena. Other opportunities to connect this week. I've set up weekly space to gather for casual check-in and chat every Wednesday morning from 10 to noon. Drop in and chat for as long as you're able. We have an open conversation space on Saturdays from 12 to 3 where anyone can come and hang out and talk. That is not staffed by our UUCG staff, and it's not structured. So you get to develop your own structure and come and be together and have conversation. We have family fun kits, family faith and fun kits for families with young children who would like to have some activities related to our faith and to further their religious exploration at home. Text family to the number that's on the screen and we will get that to you. I had a little glitch in this, so we will get them out this week if you need one, absolutely. And also for families, we have an open Zoom time on Thursday at 11, from 11 to 1. It's a great place for the kids to just come and hang out together, and the parents are sort of in the periphery. Last week they were playing charades online, so that was kind of fun. Check the calendar at uucg.org for and our weekly e-news and our newsletter that just came out to see more ways to connect, such as Dungeons and Dragons online, women's spirituality groups, Spiral Scouts, belief explorations, and book club. And I invite you to seek ways to connect with others in the congregation. During the coffee hour, there's probably people you tend to go and talk to and hug and check in on. Keep doing that, but use the phone or text or call or send an email, but check in on folks, check in on each other. And now if you are running low on coffee like I am, you need to have some delivered to you, text equal to that same number, and we'll connect with you, find out what you need, and send you and get it to you. Remember that Amazon Smiles gives us a little bit of money on anything you order online, so please make sure that Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Gwinnett is designated as your Amazon Smiles recipient. And lastly, and most important to me, the pastoral care team is on call 24/7 to offer their companioning when you need to connect with someone who will listen well. We've made most of our calls to all our members and friends. You may have gotten a voice message. It would be great for people to just check in with me or the person who called you. Let us know how you're doing. We really want to make sure we're taking good care of each other during this time of physical separation. The auction will happen eventually, and it may happen in dribs and drabs, and more on that a little bit later as we get to the end of the service. But do consider what you can contribute. Maybe put the dates out after, in September sometime if it's a gathering of people. There's other things you can give that might be something we could auction off between now and when we have our actual auction. So please go ahead and submit your items and be a sponsor for our catalog and contribute in any way you can if you have the means. And now I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we say together the words we say, as we extinguish our chalice, followed by our closing song, number 38, Morning Has Broken, a Gaelic melody with words written by Eleanor Fargian. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world. We are a fabulous bouquet of people. No, we're not there yet. Go ahead, sing. We are a fabulous bouquet of people, beautiful individually and stunning together. We will be together again. Our service has ended, and now our service to one another and to the wider world and wider community begins. And thank you for your grace and patience. We will probably never get this perfect. I hope we don't. But I appreciate your sense of humor and your grace as we figure it out each week. I love each and all of you. Please take good care and be well. See you next week. And wait, do I hear something? I think I hear, is it a pirate or a sea captain, or what am I hearing? I'm not hearing anything. I'd like to see Dan Kelly, I think. Dan Kelly is going to come on the screen any moment.
There we are. It is the carnival.
The auction.
Step right up.
Yes, there he is.
Step right up. Step right up. To all of my gentle folk of all variety, welcome to the Circus Ridiculous. Today's show is being brought to you by the clowns. In case you haven't noticed, I am your ringmaster. I have started my video. Now, can you hear me or see me?
He's got his gloves on.
Yes, Dan, you're good.
It is. Step right up, gentlefolk of all variety. Welcome to the Circus Ridiculous. Today's show is being brought to you by the clowns, and I am your ringmaster, here to auction off a fine basket of necessities for navigating the Circus Ridiculous. Yes, indeed, in the circus, everyone loves balloon animals. Well, we have some for you. Maybe. It is a cow's udder. See? Balloon animals. Yes, you can make your own with your own balloons. Or you can wipe away the insanity with sanitation. Or paper products in order to wipe away all of your worries. Not to mention we have food for the mind, brain food. All of these wonderful things can be yours for a small cash donation to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Gwinnett. The bidding will start in the chat right there. Put your dollars there, and that money will go to the church. So please bid generously for this wonderful basket of ridiculousness. Who's putting in money? Where's the money? Oh, I see bidding at $50. $50 is where it is. But that is not nearly enough. No, not for the delights of this basket, which even include a colorful variety of to draw flowers on paper. I hear 75. I hear 90. It's a very loud chat. Very, very loud. Oh, $125. Oh, $125 from Bill. Bill, that's $125. Going once. Going twice. $125. What else is in there? My Ridiculous Charm. There are some things. They're buried. They're way down here. Oh, my goodness. This alone, I mean, will mail 2 cloth masks per person in household. Looks like it's backwards on your screen, but you can all read backwards, right? Very good, very good. So don't forget, now what is that? Oh, I hear 135. I hear 135. That's the largest I've seen so far. 135, 140, 140, 150 from Barbara Jenkins. Barbara Jenkins is bringing the thunder. Barbara Jenkins at 150. Going once, going twice. I'm going to out 160. Oh, yes, there is. Yes, you can wipe away all of your concerns during the Circus Ridiculous. Woohoo! The fun will never stop there. 160, I think is that where we are, 160? Oh, Kroger gift certificate. That says Kroger gift certificate. How did I miss that? Well, there will be a Kroger gift certificate in there. I may not see it right now, but I will find it somewhere. I'll pull it out of my hat. Good thing it wasn't a rabbit. I see 175. 175 from Peggy. 175. Going once. Oh, it's not in there, but it is included. Thank you, Lorena. That was Lorena. I'm a puppet. Hi, I'm Lorena. The gift certificate is not in there, but it is included. So please keep bidding more money. 175, 170, 180 from Barbara Stinky. Yes, 180, 181, 80. I see $200 from Peggy. Peggy is coming at $200. Woo! At 200, that's when the camera begins to fly. Whee! Look, just like this pig. Flying around. At 200, I see 210 from Peggy. $210 from Peggy. I'm almost out of jokes, but here, let me just sanitize real fast. Yeah. I touched myself. I carry all these germs. Ooh. I see 210 from Peggy going once, going twice, going 3 times, going 4 times, 5 times. The Dan virus, yes, it's much more amusing, at least, I hope. And 210 is where it will land to Peggy. We will close the bidding at 210 from Peggy. Congratulations. Big round of applause. Old theater jokes. Very old theater jokes. Ta-ta!